Hey guys, this is another variation of the Rubicante run on Mission Quest 2 in DFFOO Global. This run is essentially going to be a Rubicante solo. And I really wanted to do this run because, first of all, of course, Rubicante himself can really solo the stage very easily. And secondly, the devs actually sort of forces you to take 3 characters into the battle, because the mission requirement does require you to bring 2 fist characters and 1 bow character into the fight. So the easy way to get around it is to just kill off both of the other characters and revive them with the Eiko LD call at the end of the fight. If you do have nicely built characters such as Tifa or Sarah, I would actually recommend you to just do the run normally because it's fairly easy. But I guess this sort of setup is an option for those that maybe already only have Rubicante, because the other 2 characters doesn't matter at all beyond their weapon types, of course. And I showed this screen first before the battle because I wanted to show that for the other 2 characters, you actually want to remove anything that you can possibly remove. And quick disclaimer, not only are they having bronze weapon and armor, I completely remove every single passive they have. They are really sitting at 0 out of whatever max CP they have, which also means that their force level and weapon passives does not matter at all. Alright, so coming into the fight, overall the run takes about 20 minutes, which is fairly long. The middle part of the fight, once you enter force time with Rubicante, is actually very easy, and that takes the biggest chunk of time. So when I reach that part of the fight, I will just sort of fast forward through. You do need to carefully maneuver the start of the fight and the end of the fight, because at the start of the fight, Rubicante can be killed. He only becomes sort of unkillable once he enters force time, so until that happens, you have to be very careful on this stage. Also, due to the fact that both of the other characters did not equip any force passives, Rubicante's S2 charges only about 5-6% of the force gauge per use, so he does need some help coming to a full force gauge. This is where the call ability comes in. I'm coming to Friend's turn. Now Friend is using a Seymour LD call, and you don't have to use Friend, you can use any other bow user, but whoever acts second, you want to give him the Seymour call, so that you can use the 2-turn delay to give Rubicante another turn. If you don't have the Seymour call, I would actually recommend to use the Jessie call if you have it, because the Jessie's base call can pull Rubicante's turn back, and after that you can even use the LD call to delay the enemies by another 2 turns to give Rubicante potentially another 3rd turn for him to get into force time. I decided to enter BT mode with Rubicante on his 2nd turn because on his 1st turn I used LD. His LD gives a free skill use. This allows you to use 3 S2s inside Rubicante's BT mode, which tremendously charges the force gauge. So coming to Sabine's turn, I guess this is why Vivi is featured on the banner, in case people are wondering why is Vivi and Celeste and none of them are Feast of Bow users. I use the Vivi LD call on Sabine to actually damage Sabine and Friend. As you can see, the call actually depletes your HP by about 30%. The whole goal of that call is not for the call aura, it's really just to damage Sabine and Friend so that they can hopefully die off in 2 AoE attacks. The faster the other two characters die off, the better, because then Rubicante can truly solo the stage. And using the Vivi LD call leaves the other two characters only with 7000 plus HP, which makes them very easy to die off. When the boss is targeting all, the boss will use Powder Stream++, which is an AoE attack, and 2 of these should be enough to kill Rubicante's companions. I'm finally back on Rubicante's turn again, and this is where you want to go into force time. The moment you hit force time, you can breathe a sigh of relief because Rubicante cannot die on this stage while he is in force time. Hadouken! Okay, now that Rubicante is finally solo, I'll sort of fast forward this segment. You can use the timestamp to skip ahead to the moment where I pop summon and revive the other two characters. And finally, before I skip ahead to the last part of the fight, just want to mention that you don't really have to go through all the trouble of killing both allies admittedly. Rubicante does this stage so well that even if your other two characters don't contribute to anything, he can probably still carry them through. Mainly because the boss and the minions on this stage get quite a lot of turns, which play well into Rubicante's kit. I did this run in particular just because I kind of find it hilarious that the devs didn't intend for players to solo this stage, and yet here it is very possible to just solo the stage with Rubicante, albeit with a little bit of adjustment.
炎はこうして使うのか。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。食らうがいい。ではいらぬな。さあ回復してやろう。感謝する。ああ、よけられまい。見事な腕前だ。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。全力で行くぞ。うん。どうか逃げられません。そりゃ灰になるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。燃え尽きるがいい。これはどうだ。 尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ燃え尽きんがいいこれはどうだ
Alright, so finally coming back to Rubicante's turn. It looks pretty close here where the boss is at risk of dying. But here, because Rubicante gets a break, so he gets a turn. The most consistent way I feel to end this fight is to bring in your friend's support here. So first off, obviously revive both of your allies with the Eiko LD call. Now there is some options here. If you don't have the Eiko LD call, what you can do is use an Aerith friend support and give Rubicante the Aerith base call. You can use the base call to revive one ally and then swap the ally out for the Aerith friend support and use her to revive the other ally. So don't worry if you don't have the Eiko LD call, that's also an option. Also on hindsight, I think the Terra friend support is a poor choice. The best friend support to actually finish off the fight I think would be Guarded actually. Because at this part of the fight the boss is pretty tanky and bringing in any friend support even if you're doing Eikos will do very little damage as you can see because you're hitting for one. So some options here to close off the fight at the end. You can use the Garnet friend support. You can use Edgar friend support because Edgar ignores defense. You can use Sid Reigns because his launch also ignores defense. Or you can use characters who rely on Brave Battery and not too much on the Brave damage. Really, there's a lot of choices here. Even I guess Terra could work, you just have to use a Meltdown to kill off the boss actually. But if you find that the boss is surviving with like 5 or 6%, then the friend supports that I mentioned would be your best bet to punch through the last few percent. Why summon? The whole idea of summon mode is to give you that window to kill off the boss. Because if you don't pop summon, then there is a small chance that the boss can do another Powder Stream plus and kill off Sabine and friend again. So summon mode totally prevents that. Anyway, that's all for this run. As always, I hope the video has been helpful. And if you enjoyed the content, do leave a like, comment or subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next mission quest. Bye!